How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions where you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Pretty corny. But anyway, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. We are seeing consistency with this stock due to the fact we still have a lot of volatility inside of the markets. But of course, I have to go over the agenda. So if you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. If it does decide to pull back, what are some areas that we can look out for? And also, of course, if you want to start seeing a bullish movement and seeing some moves to the upside, what are the areas that we want to look out for? And then afterwards, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Does OCGN continue to have short squeeze potential? We're going to be finding out. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know if institutions were loading up on shares today, and we could see this through the large scale orders. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.16, being down 0.28%. On the low, it tested $6.82, and then on the high, testing $7.25. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 7.748 million shares, so it was well below average. And as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it was at 18.086 million shares. So we had well below average volume here, and it's part of the reasons why we end up seeing a pullback in the stock, and also the conditions we have going on inside of the market. So now if we take a look at the RSI down below, you can see it's right around 46.25. So we continue to be in the oversold territory. When we take a look at the indicators on our chart, we have strength above the 200-day, but we are below the 100-day and as well as the 21-day EMA. So as far as the price action is concerned, it is great to see we are still holding up this $7 level. We've been speaking about this for quite some time, and we're seeing a continuation. One thing to be aware of though, we've seen the market pulling back quite a bit, and even before I started recording this video. So the areas of support that we want to see hold up is right here in this 680 range. I talked about this yesterday as well, just in case it decided to pull back. If it decides to go back even further, then of course I want to see some strength here around the mid sixes, so around 650. And if that breaks, then we want to see some strength right here around the 630. And of course we want to see some strength here at $6, continuing to hold up above the 200-day. In order for us to start looking for a reversal here though, we want to come back to reclaim the 21-day EMA here around $7.39. We ended up getting to a high of $7.25 and ended up having some resistance there. So we want to see this area actually break, but is it going to be happening this week? I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am not seeing it considering how volatile things have been. But as far as going forward, I would look forward to actually seeing some sort of momentum, especially with volume coming into the stock. And if we don't get that, then of course look out for those support areas like I spoke about. So around Fintel, we're going to take a look at the short interest information for OCGN. So as we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.3 million, updated 2 minutes ago. And as far as for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 5.17%. As we scroll down further to take a look at the short volume ratio history, you can see for the close of the 16th, it was at 55.53, and now you can see for the close for the 17th, it's at 55.11. So as far as the short volume ratio is concerned, it is still remaining consistent, and it still tells us that OCGN has short squeeze potential. But this also does let us know in regards to the overall market sentiment and the manipulation that can be open inside of this stock as well. So continue to keep an eye on this play because there is going to be a lot of volatility ahead. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflow side, we had 10,000 10,079. And as far as on the outflow side, we had 12,078. We had 270 on the large. We had 5,760 on the medium. And on the small, we had 4,049. On the outflow side on the medium, we had 7,602, and then on the small we had 4,476. As far as for the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for August the 18th, which is today, we were at 270.09, and we also had an inflow day on the 17th and as well as on the 16th. So institutions are continuing to load up on shares, and I bet that they are loading up whenever they're seeing OCGN hitting those lows of the day, especially when it is under $7. So if you believe in the long-term prospects, and if you believe they can get this deal done and things will go well with who, then of course that was an opportunity for you to add to your position so you could be able to maximize those profits on the run-up. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, we had a volatile market today, I must say, but also we have to keep in mind of those areas that we could possibly pull back to. I'm not telling you this to scare you, but to make sure that you are prepared. So if you're trying to get your cost average down, or maybe you're thinking about getting into a position, you can look at your options. Also, when we went on Fintel, we could see there continues to be short squeeze potential inside of OCGN. Of course, if you're not new to this play, this is something that you're already aware of, but as far as for the short volume ratio, it is remaining consistent. So that's why we have a lot of volume that ends up coming into the stock, whether it's through a certain catalyst, which is the EUL, but of course that's not going to be expected until sometime in September. We're definitely going to have to be patient here. Another thing to go over as well, I was looking at a recent article that came out from Israel talking about the booster shot that Pfizer has created, and as far as how well it's been doing, I think it's just over 85%. So that is also good to see, but also another thing this raises questions for. As far as covaxin is concerned, hey, what's taking so long in regards to the update? So I know many of you have brought this question forward to me, and of course there's a lot of bureaucracy that is going on, and I'm not surprised this could also be happening with who. Am I saying that covaxin will not get the EUL? No, I'm not, but I know as far as these delays are concerned, it is beneficial for the parties like Pfizer, Moderna, and so forth, especially so they have trials going on and they're also testing out their boosters. But one thing to also understand is when it comes to covaxin, due to the fact that we do have this delay, this is the time where you want to do your homework and as well as more of your due diligence. This is key. For myself, I'm going to continue to be inside of this play because I do feel as far as for who, if they end up giving that EUL to covaxin, of course, I feel as far as Health Canada, they are waiting on who. So there's a more good chance that Health Canada will say, you know what, who's okay with it, then we're okay with it. So taking all of that into consideration, that's my stance on it as far as the current situation that we are in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.